So after looking back on all of our student successes and even my own personal successes, I think one of the biggest lessons I can impart on you is the accomplishments won't change you. You have to embrace the journey. You have to get really good at the routine of all of it. And we're going to talk about how to do that. So if you don't know, my name's Justin. I run a program called Cosmic Academy. We've been around for over 10 years and we worked with over 500 students. And these students, they get incredible results. They sign to the biggest labels like Spinnin, Toolroom, Armada. They play the biggest shows, Ultra, they play in Ibiza. We just had 3 students play EDC. And let me tell you what happens. They'll play EDC. They'll play the main stage. They'll play some of the biggest stages in the world. And they get this huge dopamine rush and they've done it. They've accomplished it. They have the achievement. But then they go back to their hotel room and they're just sitting and looking at this. They're back at the computer and they have to go back to making the music, making the content, and they're back on the journey. I think there's this giant misconception that you're just going to have a hit or some accomplishment's going to happen. You're going to have this achievement and it's just going to get easier. You're not going to have to do all this stuff. It's actually quite the opposite. There's a term, we hear it, it's falling off. That artist fell off. That's why one-hit wonders don't last forever. It's like a lot of students of mine, I hear people that they want to sign to this dream label. And if they only get to this label, they sign to this one label, they're going to make it. And our students do very well. They sign to Spinnin, they sign to Toolroom, they sign to these gigantic names, but that song will come out. And after it comes out, they're back here. Again, they're looking at their computer, the song has already come out, and what are they going to do? Not make music? No, they have to make more music. They have to make more content and get back on the journey. If anything, you have to press the pedal even harder. You know, people are waiting. Okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? And you have to keep pushing it, keep getting further. Look, I'm a talent buyer. I come from the concert world and throwing shows, and I would book an artist if they had great music and a great brand, but only at that time. Oh, they're doing very well at this time, I'm going to book them, great. Now, a year later, if they stopped making music, if they stopped doing the branding, if they got off the journey, I'm not booking them again. So this is something that is constant. And this is where the problem lies. We just want to get to this final step, this final achievement, when that is going to set you up for failure. What you want to do instead is fall in love with the journey. So let's actually break this down and talk about this in terms of how to fix it. So number 1, stop making the goal the achievement. Number 2, start making the goal the journey. The goal is the process. The goal is the routine. A great analogy for this is going to the gym and working out. If you were to, number 1, make the goal, I want to get a 6-pack or I want to lose 100 pounds, you're actually more likely to fail that. However, if you were to look at this, like we said with number 2, and make the goal the process, make the goal the routine, the journey, and just say, oh, I'm just going to go to the gym every day, you'll eventually lose the weight. You'll eventually get to those goals. And by the way, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have goals. I'm not saying, oh, take the achievements off your whiteboard and stop writing your long-term goals. No, keep doing that. What I'm saying is you have to fall in love with this routine, this constant daily grind of the journey. Instead of just concentrating on where, oh, I need to get on this label in 6 months and then everything's going to be okay. It would be better if you just said, I'm going to try to make music every week. I'm going to try to finish a song once a month or every 2 weeks. I'm going to try to sign a record every so often, whatever that is, and keep it part of your life. And once it becomes part of your life and your routine, that's when you'll start seeing those results. That's when you'll start crossing those things off the whiteboard, getting into that momentum. There's a lot of different quotes and studies on this stuff. The most interesting one is when people talk about compound interest. If you've never heard this before, it's very fascinating. It's like, yeah, if you just save $10 every single day, that doesn't sound like a lot. It's only $10. But if you do that every single day, and just the same amount every day, you don't raise it, just $10 every day, it'll compound over time. And with interest, when you're retired, that'll be millions of dollars just from doing $10 every day. But most people won't do that. And most people don't sit there at 20 years old and think, oh, retirement, right? But you have to. You have to think, hey, how am I going to look back on this 10 years from now? Do you want to be someone that said every day I got a little bit better? Every day I worked on music, every day I did a little bit of content? Because over 10 years, you'll see massive growth, just like the compound interest. Now, there's this percentage. If you get 1% better every single day, again, doesn't sound like a lot. 1%, that's nothing. I'm not going to see huge change there, but if you take 1% and extrapolate that over the course of a year, at the end of a year, you will have improved by 37x, which is 3,700%, just by getting 1% better a day. I could look at our school. Our school has been around for over 10 years. So I can look back, how were we 5 years ago? How were we 10 years ago? And 10 years ago, yeah, first few months we had a few students, no results. We were posting every day, but we didn't have a following. We started with 0, just like everyone else. But now 10 years later, I look at the compound interest of getting 1% better every single day and staying on the journey and trusting that routine. Now we have hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. We have 600 students. We have all these incredible results. And that's how this truly goes. So when you're sitting there and you're saying, hey, if I can just get on that label, my world is going to change. Probably not. And I don't want you to have this depression or this thing after that when you realize you still have to make the music, make the content, and stay on the journey. So instead of setting yourself up for that letdown, look at yourself and say, I'm just going to get a little bit better every day. Just 1%. I'm just going to make a little bit of music every day. I'm just going to make a few pieces of content every week. And don't look back after 24 hours and say, why haven't I changed? Why haven't I made it? Look back after a year. Look back after a few years and you are going to see massive growth. And this is the real key to success. So 2 final things that I think will really help when you're digesting this and doing this on your own. Number 1, smash that like button for me. Try to just hit it right now as hard as you can. Don't break your keyboard though. Be nice to the mouse. You're gonna need that when you're making music, but smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And then the final thing I have for you, remember that embracing the journey is what this is really about. This is not about the times you stand on that stage or about that time that the song came out. Those are small blips on the radar of your life. We're doing this because we do love the process. We do like to make music. We do like to do the thing. So if you're only going to make it about those special moments, then you don't really love doing this. But deep down you do. So once you change that in your mind and you say, hey, I love this job, and I would do it even without those accomplishments, that's where you find great success and joy in your life. Hope you like this one, and we'll see you next time.